Hey folks, many of the changes you're trying to make to advance your reliability culture on your journey, they're bold moves. They're emotional moves. They're confrontational. There's a lot of people under the old culture that don't want to change. There's some things that may cost some money. There may be people you want to hire. There may be training that you want to do. All these things take time and money to develop and should be part of your journey. But what order do you put them in? Hey, today I'm going to highlight 5 easy rules that you can put in place to start that flywheel of reliability rotating that costs nothing. You can implement these on Monday. You can have a meeting. I wouldn't suggest just write an email, but you will need to explain these rules to people. Will need to. But it's extremely easy to put in place these 5 rules. And putting together the 5, I tried to think of my most impactful 5 that you could begin with, okay? These are early on in the journey. Well, you could put them in midway through your journey if you'd like, but I think they're things that you could start your journey out with. They will need explanation. You may even have to put them under the heading of a 90-day experiment just to get people to go along with them, to let them know that you're going to evaluate it after a 3-month period of time. But again, it costs nothing. You don't need sponsorship. You don't need any approval. You don't have to wait on parts. It's just, there's no reason you can't put these in place this coming Monday, okay? This is Joe Kuhn of Lean-Driven Reliability, bridging the gap between best practices that you know you should be doing, just can't figure out how to get it done with the obstacles and challenges in your culture. And hey, folks, I can understand that. I've been there. So these are my 5 simple rules to put in place to start your reliability flywheel turning. Like I said, I did try to put these in order of impact, but without knowing your current state, that's very difficult to do. This is based on my experiences, the plants that I've been in. This is the order that I would do them in. Hey, and there's no reason you can't do all 5 on Monday. It's not pick one of these. It's pick at least 1 up to 5, okay? So number 1, asset owners, that is the production leaders, the production superintendent, production manager, whatever you call them, the person that's responsible for production, I call them asset owners. They own reliability of those assets. They own reliability. This is emotional. A lot of people disagree with me on this. I contend they're wrong, okay? There are advisors and deciders when it comes to reliability. The advisors, that's the reliability team. That may be the technicians. That may be the reliability engineer, the maintenance engineers. That may be the maintenance manager, the maintenance supervisors, the planners. The people that decide to shut an asset down, to work on it, to put in give them the right amount of time and put in the right solution, those are the asset owners. Think of your car. Who owns the reliability of your car? I take my car to the mechanic, he finds 10 problems with the car, and I tell him not to fix any of them, and then the next week my car breaks down. I don't blame the mechanic. It's my fault, my responsibility as the asset owner to understand the issues and to make educated decisions and risks that I want to take. I'm not saying do all 10 things that the mechanic says to do, but who owns it? Advisors and deciders. Operations owns reliability. That's extremely clear. Number 1 thing that I would put in place at a plant. Asset owners own the reliability. Number 2, all changes at this plant, all requests for assets, all requests for personnel, any approval that you need for sponsorship has to have at least 8 hours of chalk circle observation to supplement the data set. Don't just bring in KPIs. Don't just bring in charts and say, here's the mean time between failure. Here's what we want to do. Here's this KPI around planned work, unplanned work, backlog growing. Don't bring any of that stuff if you have not bring chalk circle observation to bear. It will enable better decisions. You'll be right more often. You'll make a bigger impact to your organization by having chalk circle. That's the number 2 thing I would do. Kind of struggled which one and 2, but asset owners is a major one. That will make a fundamental change in your operations. So number 3, make a rule not to pull your predictive maintenance crew or your planned work crews off their planned work for the week. Make a rule that you cannot pull them without plant manager approval. Plant manager approval. Now that may be a different level at your organization, but it's the supervisor cannot make that decision without going at least one level higher in the organization. 2 is even better, because guess what? They'll come up with another way. Right now, if you have an unplanned work crew of that's doing emergency jobs of 5, and the workload comes at them where you need 10, the easy button, the easiest thing to do is to pull 5 planned workers and pull them into that emergency work. If you do not allow that to happen without second level approval, what happens is the supervisor will prioritize those emergency jobs in such a way that it will not cause production any more downtime because of the prioritization. They want to be a good soldier. They want to respond to the customer, so they pull the planned work crews, and what you're doing is you're setting traps for a month from now, 3 months from now, because you're not getting your planned work done. Planned work is how you get out of emergency work. Think long term. And the PDM people, your condition monitoring people that are out there problem solving and finding anomalies earlier, those are the first group pulled because they're not doing anything important. I would put that rule in place. That's number 3. Big deal, folks. Number 4, again, another controversial one. Planners own wrench time. Planners own the wrench time. A lot of people say the frontline supervisor of the direct supervisor of the crews owns wrench time. Hey, if they don't have the right parts, they don't have the right work instructions, don't have the right safety rules, and don't have the right coordination with operations, coordinating with other groups, coordinating with other contractors, the supervisor has no chance. He's playing MacGyver out there trying to cobble it together to do something heroic. The planners own wrench time. As soon as you make the planners owning wrench time, they will start to anticipate things that can go wrong, okay? You fail to plan. Failure to plan means you plan to fail. So planners own wrench time. They set the high bar. Now, I understand that the supervisor owns some of the wrench time too, but I'm telling you, 85–90% of it is set. It's set by the planner. And you may be struggling at your plant because you got that backwards. Planners own wrench time. Number 5, planners must put in 1 PDM follow-up or 1 condition monitoring follow-up in their plan for the next week. This was a big deal at my plant. May need some explanation here. My plant was emergency work and PMs. That's all we did. And as we were trying to drive condition monitoring as up to 30% of what we did, there was no time for that. Backlog was growing because we were 50% unplanned work, and then our planned work was all consumed in these PMs that had so much fat in it, it was ridiculous. I had to create a rule that says each one of you planners must put in a condition monitoring follow-up into their plan for next week. This means if there was a vibration find or a UE find or oil find, everybody had to have one, because I said, as a collective, my team, we wanted to drive PDM, condition monitoring, as our primary method to control unplanned work. And it didn't work right away. It took me about a month, and planners just weren't putting these jobs on there. They were saying, hey, I got to get all these time-based PMs in. I don't have enough time to do PDM. Okay, I'm forcing in 1. Make it 1. That's just a rule, okay? So there you got it, folks. 5 rules, okay, that you can implement on Monday. If I'm missing one of these, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you said, you at your plant are missing one of those. If you have them all, give me a thumbs down. Say, we're doing all these things. Gosh, we've been doing all these for a long time. Give me a thumbs down. Thumbs up is you at your plant is missing one of these and you learned something today. Thumbs down, didn't learn anything today. Okay, if you have a better rule that you have in place at your plant, hey, bring that to the community, put that in the comments, okay? If you disagree with my 5 and say, Joe, you're wrong. Asset owners don't own reliability. If just tell me I'm wrong, okay? Tell me I'm wrong and just tell me in the notes. Hey folks, begin your journey. This stuff isn't that hard. If I can help you out in any way, drop me a comment, drop me an email. I have conversations every week with people just like you. I do it for free. I will charge a consulting fee if I come to your plant, but anything I do on the phone and in the comments and an email, all a gift to you. This is Joe out.